Okay, here's our second of the 7 types of Unit 3 writing. So this is another formal letter, but slightly different in that it's a formal letter to a newspaper editor. And the difference between that and our previous one, the letter to the head teacher, is that you've got to recognise that a newspaper editor can't actually take very much action. The head can give you money or support to start something, or can change school policy. Same with the school governors. But a newspaper editor, really, all they can do is publish your letter, or um, or write another article which puts another point of view that you're interested in. Okay, so that's really important to bear in mind. You can't ask them to change policy or spend a lot of money, because that's not what their job is about. So as you can see, we have got the letter of the person that you're writing to on the top left, your own top right. Actually, in the exam, there are no official marks awarded for that. Perhaps a bit more important is this address. So, dear editor, or dear sir, stroke madam. Either of those will be absolutely fine as a good way to start it. We can also use the as opening with this one. So, and just with the letter to the head teacher, it's a good idea to finish with asking something specific. So here the example is, I hope this has convinced you to change your position and publish a more balanced article. So you want them to do something, a follow-up article in their newspaper. Okay, so that's what it looks like. If we have a look at some example tasks, here we go. Let's choose one at random. Let's go for write a letter to a newspaper expressing your opinion about a recent article on underage smoking. Okay. So again, just as we did before, we're going to start our ideas structure for letter to editor. I intro. So underage smoking. So what are we talking about? We're talking about underage smoking, and let's broaden it out, vaping. Okay. Then who are we talking about here? We're talking about secondary school students. Actually, where might be quite useful here. So we might talk about there's that bus shelter on Redlands Road, where students, we can imagine that students might have been seen smoking there. And why are we writing about it? Well, we've got big health concerns about students smoking. What are we going to develop? Let's develop those sort of hidden dangers of vaping. What might other people say? They might say that people have been smoking for ages. And alcohol, drugs is a bigger issue. But then what you might want to say is that smoking and hanging around in those sorts of groups could easily encourage people to take up drugs or drinking as the next step. So anecdote, let's make up a story that during half term you saw a group of friends at the bus shelter, and they were encouraging you to get involved in smoking. The summary, what would you want them to do? publish your letter and some statistics. Okay. Because the brief was to, just going back to this, to express your opinion about a recent article, but you can make that up. So let's imagine that the recent article was very positive and didn't really kind of get the reality. So let's say that it's a bigger issue than the article itself claimed. Okay, so that would be our idea structure. And as we see, we've only got 250, 350 words. Now, we might want to combine a couple of paragraphs. We might end up missing one out. The anecdote is one that could be missed out quite easily. So we could end up with one paragraph here, one short paragraph here, which is exploring the other point of view, and then our summary, what do we want to happen. But it really is worth spending a bit of time on that idea structure so you've got some things to say.